kind of like we did last year. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Welcome live inside the broadcast booth. I'm Evan Massu, joined by Vic Pereira for Thanksgiving Day football, Durfee versus New Bedford. Vic, so glad you could join me again. Well, it is going to be one of the coldest games we've probably ever had. It says 16 degrees here at game time, but I'll tell you, with the wind, it feels a lot colder than that. Ineffective sunshine, to say the least, as the Whalers hit the field. So let's dive right in, Vic, here. It's pregame. We're live on Fred TV and live on the web as well. No secret, the Hilltoppers have struggled this season. An 0-9 record coming into today, and they've been shut out 6 times. And it's really been the offensive struggles. So, you know, depending on how you look at it, though, you know, the defense hasn't been that bad. In fact, pretty average when you figure the number of points they've been giving up per game. It's just the offense can't get to the end zone.
Yeah, plus if you have your defense on the field too long, Evan, you know, the kind of fatigue plays a factor. Even though if you have a good defensive team at any level, if they're out in the field too long, it's just, you know, just a matter of time where, you know, they're going to give up some points.
Yeah. I mean, we look at, you know, there were a couple winless seasons back in 2012, 2013 for the Hilltoppers. And those seasons, they were allowing well over 30 points a game. This team this year, only about 25, 27 points a game. So that's less than 4 touchdowns. And again, that's kind of average, you know, for this area, for the South Coast. So it's not terrible, but when you can't get to the end zone, and you can't put points up to compete with them, that's where it ends up being a problem. You
got to score, you know, and they're not really getting many scores on the special teams or kind of turnover aspect of the game. So if you don't score that way and you're not scoring when you're on offense, then there's a problem.
Yeah. So, you know, Durfee has a young team as well. There's a lot of freshmen up and down the lineup. So it's not just some seniors who are leading the team. You also get a lot of underclassmen as well. So there's kind of a youth movement going on here. I talked to Coach Taylor Brown. The team has dealt with a lot of injuries, you know, a lot of adversity, but they're still trying to find that traction again to get the ball down the field to the end zone. So Coach Taylor Brown told me at practice that it's going to take near perfection to take down a hot New Bedford team today. Here's Coach.
I feel a high-powered offense, a lot of talent at the receivers, tailback positions, quarterback position, even up front. So I think they're very talented overall as a whole. And, you know, we're going to have to play perfect football on Thanksgiving. We're going to make every single tackle, make every single block, go up for every single ball, dive for every fumble. We got to go all out. We got to play our best game of the year in order to beat these guys.
So again, you know what Coach was saying there in that soundbite, basically that, you know, you got to compete on every side of the ball, and again, near perfection is really what it's going to take, Vic.
Yeah, again, you got to play a perfect game today in order to come out here and just compete with New Bedford. Who's had a great season this year, 5-5. They beat Brockton this year, who's a very good team. So, you know, I think Coach Brown will get the boys ready to come out here, and hopefully we'll see a great game.
Yeah, and, you know, Coach Brown, the coaching staff, they always do. The kids have great practices. They try hard, and it's been very positive, I can tell you that, the practices that I've been to. And, you know, let's not forget, too, let's look back a little bit. This could very easily be a 3-6 ball club. You know, opening night against Somerset could have gone either way. The Dartmouth game had basically in the bag. That was a tough loss. And even last week against Oliver Ames, 13-6. That's a winnable game. So, you know, some of the numbers here, again, being 0-9, there's some real close games. Durfee could have a couple wins.
Yeah, they were knocking on the door, and again, it's just, you know, some luck is involved here as well. Yeah. You know, Durfee, I know, has been battling some injuries like any other team in football, but hopefully they come out today and put out a good game for us here.
They always come prepared, and we never know. Thanksgiving, anything could happen.
Exactly.
So, on the other side of the ball, the New Bedford Whalers come in hot. They have won 5 of their last 6. They actually made the tournament, and they shut out Brockton at Rob Marciano Stadium. First time they've ever done that. So this team's coming in pretty hot, and they're putting up 4 touchdowns a game. So that's going to be a challenge for the Hilltoppers offense. One of the things that Coach Mark DeBrito is most proud of is that his team is not just doing it on the field, they're doing it off the field as well. So here's Coach DeBrito.
Most proud I am about these young men is that they do it in the classroom, and I know kids fail off. They do the right things. I mean, I get the most A's and B's from these guys. They get their best report card usually this first quarter. So again, that's something that I'm definitely proud of, that my young men are not just doing it on the football field, but also doing it in the classroom.
And I mean, Vic, that's how it's got to be. If you want to be able to have that chance to do it on the field, you got to do it in the classroom first.
Oh, again, when I was the athletic director at Durfee, you always stressed, the ultimate student-athlete. Student comes first before the athletics. And I know Coach Brown kind of sends the same messages. We always stress that. It's very important how academics is. So Coach Brito, Coach Taylor Brown, 2 great coaches going head-to-head today. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
All right, Vic, prediction time. It's always hard because, again, sometimes we can be kind of close. Sometimes we can be way off.
Yeah.
I was way off last year. I have no problem admitting that. Who would have thought an 8-6 defensive shootout?
Right, exactly.
Right. So I will say, given I've seen the team play, I know how difficult it's been to score points. Anything can happen, but I just think, the Whalers' offense, I really think it's just going to be too much. And I think part of the reason why is that, Durfee's without Lucas Roque, who hurt his knee a few weeks back, so he's not expected to play, and he played both sides of the ball. He was one of the most prolific defenders on the team, and so losing him, I think, is going to be, a big problem. I don't think it's going to be a close one today, Vic. I'm going like 30-7 New Bedford.
30-7 New Bedford.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
just
that's
don't
me.
have it in me to go against my Hilltoppers.
I know.
But I understand that. I might go a little close. I might go 24-6. 24-6 New Bedford tonight.
All right.
24-6. So.
Hey, we'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah.
If you have a prediction, you want to share it with us here, get on Facebook, like and follow our sports page, Fred TV Sports, and you can leave us a comment, and if we get some predictions, we'll read them on the air as the game goes on. Again, we are live from New Bedford's Paul Walsh Field for Thanksgiving Day football, live on Fred TV and live on the web. We're thrilled that you're with us for today's broadcast. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with the kickoff next. Okay, we are back here at Paul Walsh Field. Hello, everybody. It is a cold one. It is cold. We got the hand warmers going and the gloves, and I'm telling you, it's football, so why not? That Pat's hat is going on.
I love it.
It will be going on because, it's cold. We need to keep warm up here.
Yeah, we're going to keep moving a little bit, move the feet, the extremities, and keep everything, try to get everything warm here. Good. Weather's definitely going to play a factor in today's game, Evan.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be much passing involved here, but it's definitely going to play a role in this game. No doubt about it.
Well, I'm happy to see you see one of our officials there on the sidelines, and some other, I think, spectators, or actually might have been coaches as well. It's good to see that there are some fans here. There's actually quite a bit more than I even expected. Nobody was here, maybe 10 minutes ago.
Right.
And you see the bleachers in your shot. Those are the visiting bleachers. So
right.
Those are the Durfee fans as the captains are meeting here at midfield for the coin toss. But yeah, fans are coming in, that's for sure. They just had the senior night ceremony. That's where we just bumped back into out of that PSA. And I want to kind of allude to that PSA a little bit. The Vietnam veterans, Bill Damaris, Joe Marshall, Judge Macy, and Dr. Jack Sprague, they all helped us out. You saw them in that footage as well. They asked us to help them promote this replica wall, Vietnam Wall, just like they have in D.C. at the National Mall. And it's going to be an 80% scale wall.
That's going to be amazing.
It is.
Again, there was great footage there. They did a great job. And
Thank you.
Another great thing for the city as well. And they're really doing a great job of that Bicentennial Park area. That's going to look beautiful. I'm looking forward to when that gets completed.
Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, I don't know how many people realize the massiveness of that wall in the magnitude of that wall in D.C. I've seen it, and it is huge. So this is going to be really quite a memorial for Bicentennial Park, and so we're very happy to be able to help with that. And it's an ongoing thing, so we'll be covering. I'm sure that when there's a groundbreaking, we'll be there, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be a continuing project, and we look forward to continuing to help out. Fall River always, as it said in the PSA, we have a tradition of honoring our veterans, and I think we do a real good job of it here in Fall River.
Absolutely, absolutely.
New Bedford has won the toss and will take the football on offense for Thanksgiving Day. And you'll see both teams, they shook hands, and now they're going to go and huddle up and get fired up. Maybe try to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Coach Taylor Brown leading the Hilltoppers again, and Mark DeBrito, the head coach for the Whalers. And one of the things that gives me some faith with Durfee here is, for whatever reason, Taylor seems to, I don't know if he noticed something a couple years ago, but man, he seems to pull out all the right plays against New Bedford, at least the last 2 years in those wins. Had real tremendous success at stopping this offense, which is very, very talented on the Whalers side. I mean, True Williams is very good. Latrell Cantu is a former Hilltopper. He's playing for New Bedford. He transferred up this way, and from what we heard, he's a little over 100 yards away from 1,000.
Right.
So, I mean, this is a good offense for the Whalers. Latrell is a running back. He was a QB for Durfee, but True Williams, the QB for New Bedford, at 6'3", 220. I mean, he's a big kid. I mean, I'm 6'1", and I was looking up at him when I was interviewing him, and we'll hear from him at halftime. So, I mean, seriously, he's a big dude.
Big dude. It's like a college player or NFL.
Oh, he's
NFL
going
player.
somewhere.
6'3" and change, and playing that quarterback position. That's a big advantage.
Yeah. You see everybody standing.
Now we invite all to stand.
Players' helmets are removed, so we'll take a quick pause for the national anthem.
Danilo, Miss New Bedford.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Miss New Bedford with the national anthem. That was fantastic.
Did a wonderful job.
All right, we are just about ready here on Fred TV to kick off Thanksgiving Day football in 2018, and it's very, very exciting to be live on the road. We don't normally get to be live on the road, and so we're really thrilled to be able to bring you this live coverage on Fred TV and on the web of Durfee versus New Bedford. based on our sources, this is meeting number 127 in this century-old rivalry. So really exciting stuff. And I'll tell you, it doesn't matter the weather. I mean, I remember my senior year. We played here. That was fall 2006. And it was a nor'easter. Like the rain we had earlier this week.
I remember that one.
And oh my gosh, it was just awful. 40 degrees, a wind-driven rain. I mean, we're standing there with umbrellas and hoods, and we're just dripping. And you know what? No one left. Everybody showed up, and it was so much fun, even under those conditions.
And
you know.
I respect both ADs, Tom Tarpey and Brad Bussin, for keeping up the tradition and having it played on Thanksgiving, and not playing it last night or tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you right there. Joseph Johnson taking the ball back, number 6 for New Bedford, right around midfield. So the Whalers will have good field position to get this one started. So again, True Williams, the starting QB for New Bedford, number 2. He is a senior captain. And it'll be right at the 50. They'll have half a football field to work with here on their first drive.
Kind of a short kick there to start the game to allow New Bedford that good field position.
Yeah, and the wind is blowing up that direction, so probably tried to keep it low on purpose. True takes the snap. Actually, that was snapped directly to Baron Hilton, number 2. So that wasn't even snapped to Williams. Scratch that, my bad here. So yes, True Williams with the snap, and Hilton was number 5. He's been a playmaker as well for the Whalers. Remember that name from last year, but right now in the backfield, number 26, that is Latrell Cantu. So Williams with the snap here. A low snap, they'll get it back to Cantu. Cantu going up the chute, and he's going to be a yard short of a first down. We're going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Love the, how about the sticks, huh? The down marker on the far side here in New Bedford, digital. No more, that's pretty impressive.
Exactly.
Got to ask Tom Tarpey where they got their hands on one of those.
Going high tech, Evan, going high tech.
Sure. 3rd and 1. Cantu with the carry, and that's good for a first down. And Hilltoppers pile onto him after a gain of about 4.
Well, New Bedford coming out just running the ball, Evan. Running solid running right down the middle. First down.
While we get started here, want to thank New Bedford Cable for always being good friends, good colleagues in the public access television industry here, giving us the feed, helping us out as we always would do for them when they'd come to Fall River. They're doing for us as well here in New Bedford. Always a good partnership. So Dan Cabral and his team really appreciate always working together with us so we can give you this. Cantu takes off. Cantu down the field. There he goes. 6-0 New Bedford. That didn't take long.
No, it did not. And a great job by the offensive line, just opening up that gap right down the middle, Evan. Cantu saw that hole and never looked back.
And, I mean, again, I remember Cantu from being at Durfee. 5'10", but 210 pounds. He's tough to stop when he gets going. He's like a train out there.
Absolutely.
So one of the bigger guys, and definitely the go-to guy, as you can see, and the Whalers out to the very quick start here, just over 2 minutes in. They will go for the point after. Jeremy DeCruz, a wide receiver, number 8, will be doing the kicking for the Whalers, trying to make it 7. Good snap, ball down, kick on its way right down Main Street. 50-yard drive to start things off, and the Whalers have a lead on Thanksgiving. 2 minutes in.
Not the way that Coach Brown wanted to start this game, unfortunately, Evan. And let's see what the offense can bring to the table here on their first possession. Yeah,
this will be the real test, and I think we'll see really early on if if the Hilltoppers are going to be able to compete and continue to put up points, or along with New Bedford here, because again, New Bedford's offense, it's pretty solid. So, the Hilltoppers have struggled offensively. We talked about it in the open, and be interesting to see where they're at here after this kickoff and once they hit the field. Back deep for the Hilltoppers, number 27 is not on our roster at the moment. This is updated, so we don't have 27 on the roster. Usually Eli Concepcion is back there, but he's number 28 unless he had a jersey change. This roster's fresh from the coach as of yesterday afternoon, so 27's not on it. Kickoff goes out of bounds. That's a flag. Now, Concepcion's actually was on the far side with the long sleeves on, so he was back there. Durfee was dealing with some injuries, Vic, right from the start. Offensive injuries. Jan Rosa, wide receiver, he's a senior captain. He was out for at least half the season. Again, they lost Lucas Roque. So two big guys. That's always not the way you want to start.
Two of your top players, and plus they're upperclassmen. You lose that experience on the field. That's a big blow to your team, especially when you got a team that's it's relatively young. So you try to keep your juniors and seniors on the field as much as possible, and that wasn't the case this year for Coach Brown, unfortunately.
So Hilltoppers electing to have a re-kick here. So New Bedford will now kick from the 35 after it went out. Line drive kick floating. Picked up by number 27 of the Hilltoppers, heading into the pocket and diving down, sliding down at the 41-yard line. So a decent field position for Durfee too. That wasn't a bad return, about 15 yards.
Great pick up there, and ball on the 41. Let's see what Durfee can do offensively here, Ev. Let's see what they have. Let's see what Coach Brown has put together here for this offensive set.
Yeah, I think the Hilltoppers got to come back out and be able to come out and answer here on this first drive. Otherwise, it's going to be a long morning.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
No, I hope not either. But again, just kind of based on what we've seen, and the official, actually the ball going to be at the 46. We saw the official come over offside before the snap even happened here, before anybody even got to the line. So, a loose ball, and that, I believe it's going to be a fumble recovery. That was a lateral toss.
Lateral toss. I think Concepcion could not handle it, Evan. Did not really get a good feel for that ball, and it's a takeaway right off the top here. The first possession with Durfee, not a good start here for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, man, that's rough. We'll see the replay here, and it's kind of a hard toss, to be honest with you, from Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
But who is a freshman, number 4, starting at QB here. But that the cold ball, the cold hands. This is what I mean. This is why I don't think you're going to see passing the ball much at all. So man, it just doesn't get much worse of a start for Durfee, unfortunately. The Hilltoppers, with that opportunity, had good field position for this first drive of theirs.
Right.
And on the first play, they lose possession.
And now you're putting the defense right back on the field, Evan. We kind of spoke to that kind of pregame, and how much time is this defensive team going to be out there today on the field?
And a timeout for the Whalers. Personnel change here, I believe. We saw one of the players jogging off, so just a 30-second timeout. Also take the time to thank Athletic Director Tom Tarpey, always making sure we have a spot here in New Bedford, as well as Coach DeBrito, giving me some time at practice. last week when I visited them, when I visited the Whalers here. So always appreciate that. He hands it off. That goes to number 5, Baron Hilton. Good run on first down, a gain of 8. So it'll be 2nd and 2 for New Bedford.
Looked like it was a penalty on New Bedford there, Evan.
Didn't see the flag come in.
Yeah, I think he's going to bring it back.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're coming
I don't know
back.
if it was a hold.
Yep, so bringing it back. I think it was a dead ball foul because I didn't see a flag come in during the play.
Right.
I think it came down the field, I think. So instead of an 8-yard pickup, they're going to be going 7 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. So 1st and 17 backs up New Bedford. Rolling out is number 10, Shaggy Barrows. And he takes it around that far side, kind of an end around. Gets about 9 yards on the play.
Gained by Shaggy Barrows.
You know, according to the down marker, it's actually 3rd down. I wonder if they lost a down on that penalty. Didn't think they did, but it says 3rd down on the far side.
Right.
So if it is, this would be a big play for the Hilltoppers. 3rd and 8, essentially, again, according to what's on the field.
Be a good stop here and a good momentum change for the Toppers to get the ball back here.
Yeah, it sure
They
would.
can stop them.
You sure would. Set with trips to the near side here. They hand it off and not going too far. The defensive line pulling up short here. I'm pretty sure it's only 3rd. Yeah, that was 2nd down, I believe. Our scoreboard, courtesy of New Bedford here again, New Bedford Cable, saying 3rd down now. I think the down marker on the field was incorrect. So this should be 3rd and 6. We see Williams coming back out there. Either way, a very makeable stop here, 6 yards to work with. We'll see what they elect to go with. Cantu in the backfield, kind of spreading out the receivers this time, left and right. And now a timeout, I think, called by the Hilltoppers. Yes, Hilltoppers calling full team timeout. They'll go into the huddle.
Full team timeout. Durfee Hilltoppers.
Coach Brown getting the troops together here to see what's going. You know, didn't like what New Bedford was bringing out with the spread offense of New Bedford. So he's kind of trying to get the defensive team together to see how they can stop New Bedford from getting this 1st down.
Yeah, this is a big play early in the ball game. Yeah, look at the fans. You see the fans all bundled up. I mean, now from what we were told, it seems to be better in the sun, they're saying. I mean, we're not in the sun.
No.
We're inside with the window open and wind blowing in. You see the box.
Yeah.
So
we're right in there, Evan, somewhere right in that.
Somewhere
right
in there.
Little shack.
yeah, you know what they say about confined space? I don't know how an igloo can be warm when this is when it's definitely below freezing in here. All right,
Here we
3rd
go,
down
Ev.
and a long 6. 3rd and a long 6. Williams looking to pass. A lot of time going down the field. Swatted away. That is a great play defensively for the
Great
Hilltoppers.
job.
Number 2 for Durfee. Jan Rosa playing deep there, swatting the pass away. There was good pressure, too. Had a 2-man rush coming up on Williams.
Great pressure on the quarterback and kind of, pass that ball on a distress.
Yeah.
Great defensive stop by the Hilltoppers, Evan. Yeah,
That's big.
Very good. Now the question is New Bedford going for it here? Will they go on? Will
You know what? I'm going to tell you what. The guys on the field, So the guys on the field had it right. That was fourth down.
That was fourth down.
It was fourth down.
Right.
Play whistle dead. I think somebody jumped at the line, I think. Going to have a false start.
Yeah, we got to get these the downs in check here because
so
I was a little confused there for a second.
trust the field, I guess.
Yes, yes.
So that was on fourth down, an even bigger stop when you consider right there, because that would have been a first and could have been a touchdown if it was not swatted away. There's a lot of room behind the intended receiver. So 5-yard penalty backs up Durfee on the false start. 1st and 15 from the 22.
Not a place where you want to be. That you had these little, these little mistakes that that kind of hurt you with field position.
Good handoff that time, a clean handoff. Concepcion only getting a couple yards.
I love Concepcion's style of running. He's very strong type runner. Runs hard.
Pretty sure one of the home games, I think it was the Dartmouth game, had about I think he had over 200 yards in that Dartmouth game, if I'm not mistaken. He was just unstoppable in that game, running up and down the field. All right, 2nd down and 13. Thomas rolling out. He's going to the air, coming toward the sidelines. It's going out of play, incomplete. Coming towards it was Jilson De Silva, but kind of thrown more away. I don't think he liked what he saw. I think that's a pretty safe move right there.
Give the kid credit. The kid Thomas, freshman, coming out here playing against the Bedford Thanksgiving Day. Man,
it's a tall order.
Tall order is right.
And again, we credit the fans, both New Bedford and Durfee's fans, coming out here. Decent contingency of fans on both sides.
Yes.
To support their teams. Thomas with the handoff, nice. Fake the throw. That was great. Concepcion.
Wow, look at that.
Has some room. Eli down the field for the first down, out of play. A flag comes in as well, I think. I saw something get thrown up.
A late hit?
Might be.
It looked like he was out of bounds.
He went out on his own, and then there was contact.
Yes.
I'm sure New Bedford, we may have a replay, but I think that could be a personal foul. A late hit there. You see how, sometimes they'll call it unnecessary roughness. It depends on what they see. So let's see our official. Yeah. Coach DeBrito not happy, walking away from the official.
It looked close. I don't know if he was still in bounds there.
We'll take a look.
Let's take a look here.
That was a great handoff, man.
Nice play.
Let's see. Good run from Eli.
Looked like he was in bounds.
Yeah,
it was close.
It sure does look like he was in bounds.
It looks like he was still in bounds. We'll take the call.
Durfee's not going to complain about it.
That didn't work in there.
That did not work out well for Najir Montero. Now, Montero got some starts at QB as well this year. He's a sophomore. He actually was, we also saw Alvin Ditt, another one who started. He was a senior. He got some starts. So,
right.
Again, talking about the QB position pregame, it kind of been a bit of a rotating position here, kind of next man up.
And that's such an important position.
Yeah.
I look at the quarterback position being almost like the point guard position in basketball. You need that leader on the offensive side of the field. So, Coach Brown looking for that right fit.
2nd and 12 after a loss of 2. They try the shuffle pass to Eli Concepcion again. No fumble, but a loss of 2 more yards.
And he looked like he bobbled that a little bit on that catch again, Evan. I don't know if, maybe they're better off just getting that solid handoff.
Well, especially when if it's, backwards passing here, that's what happened earlier. If a lateral is a live ball, if you don't come up with it cleanly,
correct.
It's not an incomplete pass. So now 3rd and long, 3rd and 14 coming up for Durfee. Going to spread the field a bit. Yep. Kind of have to. I mean, I think everybody if you don't do that, you're getting the run. So at least try to, try something. Pressure coming. That was,
Oh,
the arm was
deflected.
batted. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Coming in hot and heavy was Isaiah Gomes.
Yeah, and unblocked too, Evan. There was no one there to kind of block him. He came in and went right at Thomas and got a hand on that ball. Luckily it wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, because you know what? The ball was coming out of his hand pretty good. He kind of wound up to fire deep, and there were receivers going down the field. He just got rid of it just a tick too late.
Yep.
So now the Hilltoppers will have to give the ball back. Can't go for it at this part of the field.
Absolutely not.
So gonna punt it. It's a good snap. It's a pretty good punt.
Pretty good punt,
Yeah.
yes.
And they do play it. Taken down and just inside the 20. Going down is a Shaggy Barrows.
Great job by Durfee there. Great kick. And now, allowing New Bedford not very good field position to start off this possession.
Yeah, now it's about defense. They did well on that last sequence, is stopping the Whalers on 4th down. Got to kind of build on that. A couple decent plays on offense. Again, got to kind of. we got the WSAR guys next to us. Cliff Bonte, Nick
Fonte
Fryer.
coming in, taking our heat.
Yeah, I can tell you the.
Not much of it, though.
The baseboards and the space heater up here.
That's a great tackle.
Really not doing too much.
I know.
We're trying, but it's not doing much, despite our best efforts to. I almost wore boots. I should have worn boots, because who's going to see my shoes up here in the press box? The boots would have probably been a little warmer.
Got a great hit by Baboa on that great tackle. Took him down. It's hard-nosed football right there.
Oh, yeah. So that was a short gain, about 4 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 6. Hand it off, running right into the pile. Another gain, maybe 2 yards or so, 3 yards. So going to bring up 3rd and short. These are the kinds of, I have to be honest, these are the kind of downs that you like. I mean, obviously the big plays, right? Big plays are always exciting.
Right.
But when you get a running game that's established, that you can do, 3 to 4 yards a carry and just keep moving down the field. That's all you need to move the chains. You use every play of that set of downs. You're eating a lot of time off the clock. And then if you can turn it into points, I mean, we saw Durfee in that the Dartmouth game, which they lost.
Right.
They had a 9-minute drive in that 4th quarter.
And that running game just wears down your defense.
Sure.
And it wears it down and wears it down.
Going to be a 1st down for the Whalers. They went back to the ground game. And I look back at that drive, and that was one of the best drives I can remember in recent years for Durfee, just because how well executed it was. I mean, it was really just a classic. It's like what you would see from, the NFL or, the Patriots when they say, let's just kill the clock. Well, that's what they did. And, unfortunately, the kickoff return right after they had scored is what did them in. But regardless, it was still a great drive. And, again, New Bedford sticking to the ground game. We've only seen one pass, and it was incomplete on their last drive. As we come into the final minute of this 1st quarter. 60 seconds left in the 1st. Looking at a 2nd and about 8, maybe 9, kind of in the middle.
Bedford just being consistent with that running game. Running it right down your throat. And kind of asking Durfee, can you stop us?
Yeah. And again, it's my point of it is that it shortens the game. Play whistle dead, the flag comes flying in. Usually that means a false start. And it is 5 yards offense going back.
It's like the 3rd penalty already in New Bedford.
Yeah.
That's going to take them back. And again, a huge penalty there. Great for Durfee here. See if they can stop him.
So now what
2nd and 14.
Yeah, what's 2nd and 9 is now 2nd and 14. And that you know, that kind of now opens up the options too, though, because the running game is, on this drive at least, getting about five per carry. So maybe we'll see Williams drop back and throw it. He does have a man in the back. He is going to go back. Pressure coming. They get the pass off. It's incomplete. And that was the best case scenario for the Whalers because a sack would have lost another 10 yards. Hilltoppers had number 65. I believe that was Jude Thomas, I believe.
Yeah, it came right down the middle unblocked, Evan. Put some great pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, Jude is a senior captain. That's the end of the first quarter, Vic, so 11 minutes in the books.
Yes.
And aside from that first drive, things just didn't pan out well for Durfee. Those first couple minutes, maybe some jitters, who knows. You know, especially that long run into the end zone.
After that first offensive possession by New Bedford, I think Durfee settled down a little bit. You know, the defense did a great job of holding New Bedford just to 7 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, it really, it was not a bad quarter. Pretty quick moving again. You're going to get that with the ground game. But aside from that first drive for New Bedford, I'd say fairly evenly split. No one's like going nuts here.
No.
You know, especially after losing the ball on that first snap for the Hilltoppers. It could very easily be 14-0 right
Correct.
now. So, little gust of wind in here. Let's anchor that down with the coffee.
You know, that wind chill is just, it cuts right through you, Evan, you know?
Yeah, we get WNBH here in front of us. They love the window open. Well, I beg to differ. The glass is pretty clean.
Especially when you're right behind the window.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. Third down and 14. Williams going to drop back. Here comes pressure. He is hit down the field. Almost picked off right through the hands of Jailson De Silva. But more importantly, the pressure, good coverage down the field. Yes, a pick at midfield would have been great, but you're forcing the Whalers to give you the ball.
Again, that pressure again came from Jude Thomas, right back. Great pressure on the quarterback. Great defensive stop here by the Toppers.
Yeah, that's huge. That's big time. So you're forcing the Whalers to punt. This is the first time they will do so. Baron Hilton will send it off. Eli Concepcion back at the Durfee 40, ready to receive.
This should be put Durfee in a pretty decent field position.
Oh, they're faking it.
Fake punt.
And you know what? He's going to get the first down.
Wow,
Hilton is going. Hilton's gone. All the way. Unbelievable. That's stuff that just cannot happen.
Absolutely not. Missed tackle up front there. Should have been down, and after that, it was all she wrote. Again, New Bedford, beginning of the first quarter scored. Beginning of the second quarter here, put points on the board, Evan.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, this isn't like Cantu's run where you're from scrimmage. That shouldn't happen. That was ugly. Very exciting play for sure, but the Hilltoppers had the men there to make tackles.
Oh, had two players there, Evan.
You got to put the man down.
Yep. And 4 missed tackles there.
They'll go for the point after. Low snap. But the kick is money. 14-0 Whalers to start this second quarter.
Well, now what Coach Brown wanted to happen here at the beginning of the second quarter.
Oh my gosh, of course not. You know, you pressure Williams on back-to-back passes, on second and long, third and long. Good coverage down the field. You force them to punt it. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. You got to expect the unexpected, but I wasn't expecting that.
Hey,
I really did think that they would have kicked it. Not in a good spot on the field. I mean, if Hilton went down on fourth down where he should have gone down after faking it, Durfee would be at the 30-yard line.
30-yard line, correct.
Of New Bedford.
Yeah, and a gutsy call by Coach Brito's staff there on that call, and it paid off.
It did.
You know,
sometimes you got to do that.
You got to take chances.
You know, and I'll be honest, last year, gutsy call didn't pan out because the difference in the game ended up being a 2-point conversion. So, and it didn't pan out for New Bedford last year. this year, a gutsy call, and it has panned out so far. 14-0. The Whalers will kick it off.
Let's see how Durfee responds here, Evan. Let's see if they can just, keep that same mindset of, staying in this game. Bobbly punt.
On the ground, picked up by one of the linesmen, number
59.
59. That's Jordan Giottis.
Good pickup, got a few yards.
Giottis, you want to talk about fighting injuries and stuff. Had some knee issues. Basically tore his meniscus. They went in basically like repaired it, hollowed it out, whatever they do. And he was able to make his way back here this season. This all happened during the season, which is pretty remarkable. So
I'll give the kid credit.
It really
worked hard to rehab to come back and play. And look, he's playing today in, one of the best traditions in high school football.
Another flag before the play. I think it's another false start. Both sides having trouble with the hard counts here.
Yes.
Oh, too many men.
That's just, that's just the breakdown of communication.
Yeah.
With a team like New Bedford, you just can't give them these type of penalties. And
well, let's see here because they haven't moved the ball yet. The officials. I think they're going to though. We did again. That flag did come in. Then we saw a timeout.
Looks like it might be.
No, the ball's staying. So it is possible the sideline, the linesman on the far side there, it's possible Coach Brown called timeout before that flag was thrown. These officials are all over the field, so hard to communicate sometimes. First down.
Well, not much there.
Nope.
Not much there for if I'm not mistaken, Concepcion. Took the snap and ran with it.
Yeah, now Durfee trying to get a little creative.
Actually
going
lost
with
a yard,
Wildcat.
2nd and 11.
I enjoy coming here to New Bedford. The number one, let's just say this field. This is probably the greenest grass field in the area.
Yes.
The field is in fantastic shape, but this vantage point, it's like the old Durfee field was. You're a bit higher.
Got a great view.
Yeah. Well, I mean, while we have the more modern facility, of course, at Mac Aldridge Field, which believe me, it's great. But to get this angle, you got to be up on the roof, and I still don't know if we're even that high. The bleachers on these newer stadiums are quite a bit lower traditionally, more like the bleachers across the way, where the visitors are here. Diamond, I have to say, Diamond's my favorite angle. Being on the roof and with the way the terrain is, it just drops off for the bleachers, very long bleachers. I mean, you can see without any issue every yard marker on that far sideline at Diamond Regional. It's such a great angle. This is very close to that little extra vertical look. Good dive forward there from Isaiah Thomas, the QB, to get a couple extra yards. But really, you need almost, there's a fine line between being like almost straight on ground level versus too high where you're looking straight down.
Right.
This is one
This is perfect.
This is really right there. Like I said to athletic director Tom Tarpey, now if you could just get the baseboards to work for when it's cold, this would be a great press box.
It would be. Or some hot coffee here, for
yeah, I
for
know.
the working folk.
I thought styrofoam
you got
cups
iced coffee now.
Yeah, I thought they were supposed to be insulated, but evidently not when it's sub-zero.
39 here, Ev.
They
Trickery play.
Yeah, Jan Rosa going end around, stiff arms. Oh,
might
what
be
a
short.
great tackle by, I think, Joseph Johnson on that far side.
Some commotion here.
Yeah,
Got some flags flying.
Yeah, this is
not good.
Nope.
Not good at all. Not good.
And I think, honestly, to me, that's 9 weeks of frustration for
Yeah,
Durfee.
could be.
Spilling out right there.
Let's see what the flag
I'm
is.
not blaming Durfee
yeah.
because we didn't get a good look.
Yeah.
It was a hard tackle.
Yeah.
Hoping we'll get a replay. Bunch of flags. Here's the replay now.
Here we
So
go.
you see Rosa rolling out. Oh, something happened on the left side of your screen.
Something happened there.
Yeah, two of the other looked like one of the wideouts for Durfee and one of the safeties or corners down the field. So it wasn't anybody involved in the play.
As you can see on the field, to our left, we got both ADs, Brad Buston and Tom Tarpey, kind of discussing things and what's going on in that sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And credit to them as well to be down on the field right away. You know, Brad doesn't tolerate anything. Neither did you when you were doing that. Neither does Tom Tarpey.
You want to come out here.
Yeah.
You want to come out here and play and be sportsmanlike. You know, you got to play hard.
Yeah.
But you got to play within the rules of the game. No dirty stuff.
No, of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the biggest stage of the year for these guys. You know, everybody's watching.
Right.
This is not the time to, you know, to act that way.
Right.
And it was, again, hard to tell who initiated it. I mean, they're playing hard-nosed football, but you gotta play within yourselves as well.
I want to see what the verdict is and what the call is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping, honestly, for both sides, I'm just hoping that no one gets tossed out of the game.
That's correct.
You know, because that would be detrimental to either side. We don't want to see that.
Well, it looks like someone might be, one of the Durfee players looks like might be ejected from this game.
Yeah, that is
Number 57.
Is it 50 or 60? And look, I can't tell if that was 60 or 50.
57, Liam Medeiros, it looked like to me.
Yeah. Man, that's
So he's being escorted off the field.
not good. Not a good thing. So that's a shame.
Yeah, we really couldn't see it that well with all the bodies there in that sideline, Evan. So, but
Yeah, and
something
then-
did happen. Something went down there that was not was unsportsmanlike.
Yeah. There's Taylor Brown, athletic director Boston, escorted the player off the field again. Looked like Liam Medeiros, 57. The fives and the sixes blend so much.
Yes,
so much.
yeah.
It's so hard to see.
I think both penalties offset here, Evan.
Yeah.
I think both sides, players from both sides were involved. So
Yeah, but obviously there was a little more to have to warrant an ejection, it appears.
right. And Coach Brown's not happy.
Oh, no, he's not.
Not happy.
He just ripped the headset off, too. And one of the other officials holding a yellow flag. We may see that get tossed. I mean, they're letting them get off some steam here. They're giving some latitude, but you got to be careful.
He's giving him a piece of his mind. There's no question about it.
Again, this is 9 weeks of frustration billowing out, I think, right there. And
Coach Brown, he's a great coach.
Oh, yeah.
He takes pride in his work, and he's a competitor. You know.
Sure. He's been here. He's been on this stage. He knows what it's like to play.
So a little delay here. Hopefully we can get back to some football.
He's still barking.
Yeah. I just hope he doesn't get a flag.
I know.
You know. Well, maybe this will fire up the Hilltoppers here. Let's see what they can do.
I'll tell you one thing. Now, Coach DeBrito is in the fray with the officials. It says first down on the marker. Durfee did not get there, but it looks like they're getting a first down out of this.
You know,
They're getting a fresh set, so now Coach DeBrito not too happy.
well,
Here's
yeah,
the play again.
there was
So that was
It's right there.
That was number
12.
10 for
Number 10,
Durfee.
yeah.
That was Montero. So it wasn't even 57. He must have done something else
Yes.
in the pile. Thomas looking left, looking right. Gonna take it himself.
nice.
That's a decent run to make something
run.
out of nothing on first down. So somehow Durfee ended up with a first down out of that too.
And they you know,
Wow.
they came out okay on that situation.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, Durfee was going to get the worst of it, but I'm impressed with this quarterback Thomas, his composure, running the ball, and tell you, he doesn't look like a scared freshman out there, Evan. I'll
No.
tell you that.
Not at all. 3-yard carry, second down and 7. Has Concepcion in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Eli plowing through the pile, pumping those legs
great
forward.
run.
That may be good enough, maybe very close. They got to get him going, because once he does get going, he's very tough to stop. Very
Absolutely.
tough. This should be about inches short. Yeah, half a yard short. So looking at third down, 3rd and 1, 3rd and very short here. Durfee needing to get the first down, keep this drive going. They got Concepcion in the back once again. Pressure coming. They force it right up to shoot. That should be good enough. Falling forward.
That extra push.
Yep, that extra push. And I don't think Thomas carried that. Thomas is not the biggest guy out there. I think that might have been Rosa. It's tough to tell, but it definitely looked like a bigger body than Thomas.
Yes.
And it
yeah,
was,
it
I
was
think, a
handed
direct-
off to Rosa.
Yeah, it was So Rosa kind of powered it forward. Thomas now back. Waiting the snap. 1st and 10, Hilltoppers. About 6.5 minutes to play here in this first half. 14-0 the score, you see. Thomas cutting back in, sneaks through. How about that run for the freshman QB? 7 yards.
I think New Bedford was kind of playing for him to toss that ball to Concepcion, but he kept it and got a pretty good yardage on that play.
Yeah, so 7-yard carry on
Yep.
first down. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
Great job. It does a good job of holding on to that ball for a little guy.
Well, I'll tell you, it didn't look good at first.
Yeah, he had it out there.
He just kind of like snuck around,
Yeah, right.
kind of weaved his way through traffic.
like a
Now
pass.
dropping back to pass. Pressure coming. He's going to move. Oh, he's going down. Big time pressure coming, led by number 50, Tyreek Williams.
Whew.
253
Damn.
pounds. Yeah, that's right.
Oof.
Big
No.
kid out there, and that's a big loss. 9 yards on the loss.
And Thomas didn't even have any time to throw that out of bounds somewhere. He
No.
they were coming at him.
Yeah, all sides.
Yep.
So
Let's see it again on the replay here, Ev. The coverage broke down and didn't have a chance.
No. So a loss of 9 brings up 3rd and 11 now, 3rd and 12 really. So it was 2nd and 3, now 3rd and 12. That's tough. Gonna take a big play here from the Hilltoppers. Oh, loose ball. Oh, I think Durfee got it back.
Very lucky here, Ev.
I
Very
think
lucky.
so.
Number 9 from New Bedford had that ball and somehow, wow. He lost control of it as he was stomping on it, and Concepcion picked it up again.
And so this is a prime example, though, of kind of what's gone on offensively for the Hilltoppers this season. As you take a look at the replay,
Yeah,
you know,
and-
you get a couple good plays, right? You think you're starting to move the ball,
Right.
And then all of a sudden, that's a good snap. for the punt and a good punt. You know, all of a sudden now you get one penalty and a couple blocks and bad things happen.
Right.
And Durfee gets kind of just stopped dead in their tracks. And this is kind of what's been going on.
Yeah, and they just had moving the ball pretty well after the penalty. And
Yeah.
a few good plays down the field. And then, you know, a few steps forward and a huge step back. And that sack and then the fumble.
Yeah. So the Whalers, with 4:21 to play in the half, will take over after the punt, which was a good one, mind you. 1st and 10 from their 24. Williams going deep.
Oh, he's got
coming
him.
down. Oh, he's got his man as well. Oh, overshot him. Looking for Alvario, Joey Alvario, the intended receiver.
He had him. He was,
He sure did. That would have been the kill shot right
just
there.
Overthrew it, Ev. Overthrew it.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Man, that was another big play call, though. I mean, it was set up, and Alvario got his separation down the field for sure. They're going to spread it out again.
I think the wind got a hold of that one, Evan. Took that a little too far.
Oh, loose ball.
Loose ball.
On the handoff. No pile on it. Looks like New Bedford able to keep it. I think Williams
Very lucky.
kept it. Yeah.
Ken, it seems like the players are having a very difficult time holding on to that ball, Evan, even on the handoff.
Well, cold hands, cold temperatures, very, very hard to grip the ball. Never mind hold it, you know.
Absolutely. Go 3rd and 10 here, Evan. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, actually a little more. Looking at 3rd and 13 after the loss because of that fumble. So big spot, another big chance for the Hilltoppers defense here. This would be a good stop if they can get it. Williams connects, but the defense is there. Jan Rosa puts him down. He's going to be short. Going to be short by about a yard. Shaggy Barrows did make the catch, did turn his body, but he didn't get there. Now with 3 minutes less than in the half, you're looking at 4th and 1. I wonder if they'll go for it.
They go for it. Will Coach Berto again make the?
I think they will, and yeah, Williams going out there. Honestly, I'm not surprised either. So 4th and 1.
Tell you, Coach Berto making some gutsy calls here. You know, the fake punt. 4 and 1 here.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Durfee defense can step it up, Evan.
Quick pass. Oh, beautiful play. You want to talk about designing a play. That Jeremy DeCruz got there for the first.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Everybody thought it was the handoff.
That
well-designed play.
That play reminds me of the game-tying two-point conversion for the Pats in the Super Bowl against the Falcons. Remember they had Dola, right?
Yeah.
They had him come forward. He came up the line just to get behind Edelman just enough. And then Brady got the quick pass to him. That was almost the same type of thing.
Durfee was playing that run.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were playing the run defensively.
So 1st down and 10. Fresh set of downs for Williams and the Whalers. They'll run it on 1st.
Timeout, New Bedford.
Well, now you're under 2 minutes here in this half. Whalers just got the 1st down, and I'm sure they want to, if they can, they want to get some more points on the board.
Yeah, and eat that clock up, Evan, too, as well, and take them to the end of take them to halftime.
Of course, we invite you to stay with us for halftime here as Vic and I will recap this first half. We're going to hear from one of the Durfee players as well as one of the New Bedford players. And we have some highlights from Diamonds Thanksgiving Eve game from last night against the New Bedford Vogue Bears. So kind of a stacked halftime here. So we'll run down all that stuff for you. We hope you'll stick around during the break, during the halftime.
Seems like it's been a quick first half here. After a little delayed here with that, commotion on the sideline.
Yeah.
But the game's moving fairly quickly.
They hand it off to Cantu. Cantu one-on-one with number 27. Now Jan Rosa trying to put him down, and they take him all the way out of bounds. He still never actually went down.
Strong run on Cantu, man. He's just plowing through people.
Yeah, it would have been nice if the Hilltoppers had him this season.
Absolutely.
Again, Cantu was a Hilltopper, transferred here. That was a loss for Durfee. Would have been nice to have Latrell on the team as a senior this year at Fall River. More importantly for New Bedford as well, with that going out of play, it stopped the clock. They didn't have to burn a timeout. $1:44 on the scoreboard. Williams dropping back, looking down the field, gonna throw across the middle.
Pass.
And he's gonna escape a tackle. Ball is loose. Hilltoppers recover. Eli Concepcion takes the ball.
Great defense, popping it from behind.
Yep.
Great passing play. And wide receiver was going for more yardage. And then someone knocked it from behind. Let's see who that was, Evan.
Well, you couldn't bring it down, so why not punch at the ball?
That was number 2.
Yeah, that was Rosa.
Great defensive play.
Had trouble trying to tackle the receiver. He was just half a step ahead of him, so why not try punching the ball out?
Big defensive play there, Evan. Looked like New Bedford's going to go down there and move the ball down the field for another score just before the half. So let's see if, Durfee needs to take care of the ball here.
Concepcion with the carry, not going too far on first down. We're under 90 seconds to play in the half. Clock stopped now at 1:23. There is a timeout on the field.
New Bedford.
Yeah, the Whalers taking it.
Well, if Durfee goes in at half 14-0, if I was Coach Brown, I would be kind of happy, and say it's something we can build on the second half. We're still in this game with, only 2-possession game.
Yeah, and I mean, think about the fake punt too. I mean,
Right.
Nobody was expecting that, and that turned into 7 points. It could just easily be 7-0.
Correct.
So a full team timeout, 1:23 to play in the half. And we're going to be looking at, I think, 2nd and 11. Actually, I think they lost a yard on that running play. I don't think Concepcion got back to the line. So looking at 2nd and 11. Durfee will get the ball to begin the second half as well, because New Bedford won the toss and elected to receive the opening kickoff. So Durfee hoping that New Bedford doesn't get the ball back at all.
Correct.
Before halftime. Trips on the far side, like in a bundle off to the left, off camera, in fact. Short gain there on second down. About another timeout for New Bedford. New Bedford wants that ball back. They're looking at a 3rd and 9 defensively here against Durfee's offense, and they're calling timeout, another full team timeout. They want a chance with the ball again.
I agree. If the defense stops Durfee, I think New Bedford will come out with some decent field position.
Oh yeah, I mean, you'd be punting from almost in the end zone.
In the end zone, correct.
Yeah. So Hilltopper's got to hope for a little burst of yards here. See what kind of play Coach Brown draws up.
Like you were saying earlier, Ev, it's a decent crowd out here today. Even though, very cold out there, both schools, supporting their teams pretty well today.
Yeah, and, people still coming in.
Yeah.
Despite it being halftime. 3rd and 9. Thomas awaiting the snap. Oh, they caught him offsides. The flag comes in. I think that's offside. I don't know if the play is dead, though. Usually that signals a false start. But I saw movement
So
from
moving on the
from,
right here on the
yeah, I saw movement from the
New Bedford
Whalers side.
defensive line, correct.
To me, this should be an offsides, a neutral zone infraction. It is.
Yeah.
5 yards. They baited him. You notice how long they waited to snap the ball. And the Whalers have been kind of getting antsy at the line, getting a couple steps leading to it. So 5-yard penalty makes this a little more doable. 3rd and 4th.
A little impatient on the defensive line for New Bedford.
Yep, 3rd and 4. Quick handoff, diving forward, not going to get it. Niger Montero, not enough. Another timeout. 4th down and 2. Thomas heading to the sidelines, and it appears Durfee will punt it away.
Yeah,
I don't know that the clock even moved on that play, though.
Yeah,
It was at 1:11.
Right.
It didn't move.
Durfee doesn't have much of an option. They got to kick it out, and again, it's going to allow New Bedford some decent field position.
Yeah, and the clock is definitely wrong. Something happened with the clock there, because it was at 1:11 before that play. 1:15. It's getting screened here.
The goalpost.
The uprights
Yeah.
here. We're having trouble seeing the full minutes here, but it looked like the second marker. It looked like it was 1:11, but I stand corrected. Now Durfee calling the timeout.
Yep. So it looks like New Bedford will get the ball back with some decent field position to end the quarter here. Coach Brito probably looking for another score.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This group of seniors has not won on their home turf on Thanksgiving yet. So, because the last time we were here 2 years ago, they were sophomores and the Hilltoppers won it. So this is a game they want badly.
And that's the game that Nick Salmon had a punt return here.
Yeah, he actually started with the kickoff return.
Kickoff return, correct.
And then there was a punt return as well. There was a
Yes.
good punt. That was a prolific day for Nick, let me tell you. All right, 4th and 3. Holding it as long as they can. Oh.
I think Durfee is looking to get New Bedford off sides again without.
Why not? Why not try? And they did. So the quick 30-second timeout, and now they will most likely punt it away. Been an eternity to get this play off.
Yes, it has.
My gosh.
The last few possessions, timeout here, timeout there. And
Yeah. I guess it wasn't a 30-second either, because the Whalers went into the full huddle. Getting ready to punt it away.
all right, let's see what we got here, Ev.
Hope it's a good snap, otherwise it's going to be in the end zone. It is a good snap. And they get the kickoff. Not a great punt, but it's going to take a favorable bounce. That's big time for the Hilltoppers. Big help. It goes all the way to the 46. It rolled about 10 yards.
Yeah, got a good bounce there.
Yeah. Very lucky bounce, and that takes it to under a minute. Is that 54 seconds, 59?
59 seconds.
59 seconds.
A lot could happen in that time span, Evan. 59 seconds.
Yeah.
A lot could happen.
Here we go. And honestly, I would expect to see Williams trying to go down the field. He's taken a few deep shots.
And the way Cantu's been running,
Yeah.
fake handoff, you're right.
Looking down. Williams lets it fly to the end zone. He overshot him again. That was Alvario again.
He had to step on the defensive player, but again, it's just overthrown.
Yep. And you know, and the wind isn't they're not playing with the wind right now. The wind is blowing, kind of swirling, so I don't think that one got caught up in the jet stream. I think he just overthrew it.
The kid Williams, though, has a hell of an arm, though. I'll give him that.
He sure
Wow.
does. Yeah, he's going places.
Perfect spirals, and he's got a great arm. Yeah, 50 seconds left here.
I would expect them
Second and 10.
to try again. I mean, they don't have anything to lose. 14-0 the score. I would expect another deep ball. Plenty of time. Oh, now it's collapsing in, and Williams is going to get the sack here. He's gone down, a loss of 6. Big play from the linesman for the Hilltoppers. And that keeps the clock moving. No timeout yet. That's a big play.
Big play. Looked like number 59 was in there for Durfee. There was a few players in there.
16 seconds. Clock rolling. Williams lost it. Down the backside. Nobody home. Incomplete at 9 seconds. Brings up 4th and 16. So obviously they'll go for it, take one more shot at the end zone. But that sack was huge for the Hilltoppers.
Absolutely. Tell you, I'm impressed with Durfee's defense.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, that,
you know,
that was what
I'm
we
very
knew.
impressed.
We knew that was going to be their strength.
Yes.
And, you know, obviously some uglier losses on the year, but that happens every year.
Yeah.
But there have been some decent games here.
And if it wasn't for that fake punt
Yeah.
to the end zone, it would have been a 7-0 game.
Across the middle, incomplete on 4th down with 3 seconds. So the Hilltoppers will actually get the ball on New Bedford's side of the field, if you can believe it, at the Whalers 49, and they will have one chance at a play.
Go to Hail Mary. What do you think?
I don't think it's going to be a Hail Mary. I just, no, I don't have that feeling.
What do you got to lose, right, Ev?
Well, it's
Well,
more of a
maybe
matter
take
of
the knee here and
it's more of a matter of Thomas being able to
yes.
get it down the field. I don't know if he's got the strength
right
to do it. Looks like they're going to take a knee.
Yeah.
They are. They go into the locker room. That's it for the first half on Thanksgiving morning. Hilltoppers down 14-0 as they head into the locker rooms. And we are back in the booth. Yes, the hat is on. The hat
I have a hat, but
You're roughing it.
I'm roughing it up.
Oh, welcome
It's
back.
on my hair to keep my head warm, Ev.
Yeah. Welcome back inside the booth. Evan Massoud, Vic Pereira with you on Thanksgiving. You've just seen 22 minutes of football. And again, aside from, you know, a couple big plays, it has been a very competitive game.
It has. I give credit, like I said earlier, the defense came to play. Even with the offense, Durfee did some nice things offensively, but just, you know, penalties. I thought one time they moved the ball well down the field, and then the sack allowed them to push them back, and then that was it.
Well, we knew it would always be a good game, even if the score is not, you know, how Durfee would like it to be. Again, you mentioned the fake punt. It really could be 7-0 here right now. That was a play that surprised everybody. Even the press box, we kind of all went off like, whoa, you know, what's going on? So
even in that play, we had about 3 or 4 missed tackles, which we could have stopped them.
Exactly. And if you stop them, you got the ball on New Bedford's side of the field.
Exactly.
So, you know, it always comes down to a couple little plays, it seems. And, you know, this one could be, it could even be tied right now, seriously. So, But after 22 minutes, the Hilltoppers, basically, you know, the story here is that the offense still having trouble, though, getting to the end zone.
Right.
So, all right, when we actually have one of our alumni. Zach, come on over here. We have one of our alums, another athlete, former athlete.
Absolutely.
Zach, happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Good to have you here.
Happy Thanksgiving, Evan.
to
Happy
see ya.
Thanksgiving, Mr. Ferrer. How you guys
Nice
doing?
to see you, buddy.
You too.
Yeah, we'll have you guys just scoot down this way a bit so
Yeah.
we get you all on the
You got
camera
it.
here. But, yeah, Zach did a bunch of games with me last year as a senior, and so glad he could come up here and join us during halftime. So, you enjoying school?
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you going to school, Zach?
UMass Dartmouth.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
playing
nice.
baseball.
Yeah, Zach, when I was the AD, was a freshman. a hell of an athlete, great kid as well. It's good to
Thank
see
you,
him.
Mr. Ferreira.
Yeah, so, Zach, what's your take right now? Were you on the sideline over there when they had that kind of skirmish going
Yeah, I
on?
was over there on Durfee's sideline when all that went down. It was hectic.
It was
It was
hectic.
crazy, just loud noise. It was hectic. Yeah.
You didn't get involved in it, Zach.
No,
You
no, no,
didn't-
not this game. Not this game. Getting too old for that.
Well, the fans seem to be into it, though, Zach. I mean, what's the vibe over there on the visitors' sideline?
Over on Durfee's sideline, everybody seems to be very into it. You know, loud, getting into it like they always do. Like Durfee Hilltoppers always are. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Vic and I were just saying, you know, kind of recapping again, 14-0 the score. Whalers leading right now. But, you know, if that punt, those tackles that were missed, you stop them on 4th down into Bedford territory, we could be tied right now very easily.
Yeah, it's the turnovers really and just not playing well, you know. I mean, not that they're playing bad, but just little things that they could fix. They could very well be tied right now.
And that's kind of what, Vic, I mean, you've been in the situations. That's what's going on in the locker room right now, right?
You know, I think Coach Brown's going to go in there, you know, positively saying, no, we're only down 14. We could be playing better. We're not afraid of New Bedford. It's showing that right now on the field. But the offense is going to come up with some plays. You know, the defense is doing their thing. We need to step it up on the offensive end.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, Zach. So you know, you went through the Fred TV program. You did a lot of games with me last year, obviously, and now over at UMass Dartmouth. So you guys, you must be getting ready. You must be looking forward to the spring already. With
Yeah,
baseball,
I'm so
right?
excited for it. Yeah, we're getting ready in the weight room right now. We won't be getting back into it till about after Christmas break. We'll start going in like full baseball, like going through like offenses and like fielding and stuff. Right now, we're just in the weight room, getting big.
Yeah, got to stay conditioned.
right, exactly, yeah.
Exactly. Would you say the vibe is not the vibe, but would you say that it's a little more intense than high school?
Absolutely.
It's definitely the next level.
Yeah,
right?
it's definitely more intense into it, you know. But it's still fun, you know. It's still a game. You have fun with it.
Yeah. What has surprised you the most?
What surprised me the most is like the very incoming with it, you know. Like I'm a freshman and they're not like shying me away. They're very like welcoming.
Okay.
That was actually very surprising and coming in.
So you're fully in. You're
Yeah,
fully involved.
Fully in, yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Well, I always knew you were going to do well, Zach. You know, you always had a potential, even as a freshman. I knew you were going to be a hell of a player, and I'm so proud of you that you're at the next level at UMass Dartmouth. Just take it easy on my alma mater, East Connecticut, when you guys play them this year.
Will do. Just for you.
Don't beat them, though, but you can go 4 for 4 with a few hits and that type of thing. But
That's great. That's great. Zach, hey, thanks for coming on
No
with
problem.
us, okay?
Thank you, Evan.
We appreciate
Zach,
it.
thank you,
Happy
Mr. Ferrer.
nice to
Thanksgiving.
see you, my friend.
you.
Happy Thanksgiving, you
Happy
and your family.
Thanksgiving, Evan.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. P. And
You too.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody watching.
Yep.
From mine to yours.
All right, Zach, we'll catch up with you soon. We'll get you to some basketball as well, all right? Zach Souza, former Hilltopper, baseball star for Durfee here, and again, a Fred TV student. Did some great things with me last year, so great to see Zach again. Vic, you know, getting to catch up with a former player. Well, I caught up with some of the current players, as I mentioned earlier. One of Durfee's players, one of New Bedford's players, and, you know, they talked about how they kind of understand, you know, it's a big game, but it's also starting to hit them that it's kind of bittersweet being that this is the last time they'll be on the football field. So let's hear from some of the players right now, and then we'll be right back.
Our younger players, they stepped up in a big way because with our seniors, with the injuries, everything that's happening right now, they just stepped up and they're ready to take the task this Thursday. My 4 years playing is the best year I've had yet. I mean, we've gone through struggles, but it's part of adversity. We got to step up. We got to get to the plate, and we gotta win this.
Just coming out and playing well football. You know, we're gonna prepare how we always do. You know, it's gonna come out, not worry about the weather, not worry about how cold it is, and just gonna play football, come out with a win. Over the past years, I've made a close bond with a lot of seniors on the team, also juniors and everybody else on the team. So yeah, it means a lot to me.
And, you know, Vic, I mean, obviously they kind of say it's business as usual, but come on, it's a little more than just another game, right?
Right. You know, Durfee, New Bedford Thanksgiving Day game, it's, you know, there's nothing like it. Yeah. There's nothing like it. And especially if when you're a senior, you know, this is going to be your last time, and it gets a little emotional, you know.
Yeah. Well, one thing we will tell you, because we are live here on Fred TV, there is no band performance. That's why it's kind of quiet here. They're doing a 10-minute half. They want to get the game going. It's too cold. So we're going to keep moving here in the halftime show. Mentioned that Diamond played last night. Due to the cold, they rescheduled to last night. Let me tell you, with no sun and, you know, under the lights, it was pretty darn cold at Diamond last night as well. New Bedford Vogue Bears, led by a former Durfee coach, Justin Cruz. He was an assistant for Coach Brown last few years. He took over the Bears football program this year. So the Bears came to Fall River to face the Bengals with longtime Durfee head coach Steve Winarski. So here's some highlights from last night's action. Not a sight we see very often on Thanksgiving week. Snow flying into the stadium as a passing squall dropped a few pregame flakes on the field. Bengals missing 4 starters tonight, including quarterback O'Shawn Brooks, so they'll have to do it the hard way against the Bears. We'll pick it up in the second quarter, a scoreless game. New Bedford Vogue driving at the Bengals 46, looking for points. 1st and 10, freshman QB Cam Lynch lets it fly, connects with Colby Street to break the ice. 6-0 Bears, and it would stay that way until the third. We'll jump ahead. 2nd and 17 for New Bedford Vogue. In the red zone, Lynch drops back, fires to the end zone for the TD. The 17-yard pass reeled in by Miles Silva. A great catch to make it 12-0. The Bengals with a much-needed answer on their next drive. 3rd and goal from the 9. Eric Pascal fakes the handoff, escapes the rush, and scampers to the corner for 6 points. That makes it 12-6. They would go for the point after. A high snap initially botched the play, but Pascal saw a man, put it up, and converted for 2 points. That makes it 12-8. But unfortunately, that's as close as the home team would get in this one. The Bears capped off a win with a clock-eating, touchdown-scoring fourth-quarter drive. New Bedford Vogue takes the win on Thanksgiving Eve, 19-8 over Diamond. So a lot of fun over at the Harrington Athletic Complex, and you know, very proud. We're very happy with the scheduling change because we've never been able to bring our viewers Diamond's Thanksgiving Day game because it always happens simultaneously here with this legendary century-old rivalry game. So really proud that we were able to get you guys at home coverage of that one. And those are just highlights. That game will be running starting next week on Fred TV in its entirety as well.
Excellent. It's great to see that that game had 2 head coaches has ties to our football program here at Durfee. So it's good to see Coach Winarski does a great job at Diamond, and Coach Cruz, who was a great assistant under Taylor Brown, took over the reins at New Bedford Vogue. So
yeah, when I went down to the field to see Coach Cruz, the squall was just coming through. I got down to the field, and you would think it was in the middle of a blizzard. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I mean, he's talking to me, and he's got the eyes shut, and he's like just trying to get the words out. So I'm like, here, let me screen you, Coach, so you can talk to. Seriously, it was unbelievable. And then literally 10 minutes, gone. It was nothing left. It was just wind. So players should be coming back out on the field any moment. We're going to take just a quick break here before they do. But before we do that, we want to remind everybody to join us Saturday, December 1st for the 34th Annual Children's Holiday Parade. Fall River Government Television, always your home for the parades here in Fall River, our sister station, Channel 18, and we will be live from outside Government Center. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. from Kennedy Park. Organizers from Recreation Department tell us that there will be Clydesdale horses, bands, of course, plenty of floats, and the giant balloons, which is fantastic. Brad Bussin just coming up here to the booth. Come on up here, Brad, when you get a sec. There's going to be thousands of spectators for the parade, and, of course, my colleague Pamela Martin will have it live will be reporting live for the parade. So we'll be live next Saturday, December 1st, from Main Street for the annual Children's Parade. That's the big one every year. Always a lot of fun.
Yeah, the CD Rec does a great job organizing that parade, each and every year.
Yeah, they certainly do, Vic, and, Grace Gerling over there at Recreation does such a good job. We got Brad Buston coming on. Come on forward here, Brad. Thanks for coming up. How's it down on the field? Is it as cold as it looks?
It is. It's a lot colder on the New Bedford sideline than the Durfee sideline because of the wind. And so I was standing on the Durfee sideline for a while, and I'm like, it's not that bad. Then I had to come over to the New Bedford sideline, and it was the wind is blowing right in your face.
Yeah, we feel it here because our partners in the front row love to open the window, and it's just whipping right at us here. So, but
we got a lot of layers on, though.
Yeah, not a bad game so far. 14-0. I think it could be worse. It could definitely be better, but the Hilltopper is not necessarily in a terrible spot.
No, the fake punt hurt.
Yeah.
That was a good play by New Bedford, and I don't know if we were not necessarily ready for it. We just missed the tackle.
Yeah.
But that was a big play because it really should only be 7-0. But Durfee's playing hard. They're playing tough.
We look at these games. They always mean so much, and the players pour their whole heart and soul into all these games. And it seemed we had Zach Souza on just a couple minutes ago, and he said the vibe down on the visitors' sideline, despite the score, is very positive. Would you agree?
Yeah, New Bedford scored quick, so I think that was a little bit, I don't know, it was kind of weird feeling, and then Durfee got a stop, and then all of a sudden, you saw the momentum pick up a little bit. So I think they just got to realize that they can play with them, and just keep playing tough on defense, and then they just got to get a little bit, offenses. We've struggled on offense pretty much all year, so.
Yeah.
If we can keep the score right around here and then maybe start to move the ball a little bit, we can make it interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure can. Well, the Hilltoppers will have the ball to start the third quarter. They've made their way out. We're still waiting for New Bedford, too. So, Brad, we thank you for joining us. We're just going to take a quick break here on Fred TV. We'll stick around. Third quarter live next on Channel 9.
Honor, courage, sacrifice, pride, our city. Fall River has traditionally been in the forefront of honoring our nation's soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen. Vietnam veterans took the initiative to secure rights to an 80% size replica of the Healing Wall for Veterans Bicentennial Park. The names of over 58,000 fallen heroes will be engraved on the 360-foot long replica wall. 100% of the money raised benefits the building of our Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Fall River. Help build our wall, which is scheduled to open in 2020. The meaning, the spirit, and the value of the wall is everyone's. Be part of this exceptional, once-in-a-lifetime project.
The Whalers, baby! Hold on the second half football. Right about the tunnel.
Okay, we are back here live at Paul Walsh Field in New Bedford for Thanksgiving Day football, joined now by Oliver McNeely from Durfee High School, one of our science teachers at the school. And Oliver, you also head the student government as well. So we wanted to have you on. Talk to us about some of the things coming down the pipeline. I know with Christmas there's a lot of volunteering, a lot of clothing drives, canned food drives, a lot of good initiatives that go on that the students kind of spearhead. So talk about some of the stuff you guys have coming down.
Yeah, so today we actually partnered with New Bedford High School Student Government to have a can drive right outside the ticket booth, and so people could bring a can instead of paying admission. And so we got 4 huge boxes full of canned goods that we're going to give to a local food pantry. So that was the big thing that we were going for before this event. And now, Christmas is coming up, so we have some holiday drives going on at Durfee High School, and so we'll be sure to communicate out all of those as soon as we figure it out. We're also collaborating with a lot of the student groups that are already at Durfee High School, like the Giving Club and the Interact Club, who are already doing great things in the community.
Beautiful.
Nice. That's fantastic. Now, I mean, it's always important, and I know, from either our students doing news stories about stuff like that, or my colleague Pamela Martin and I doing news stories. Looks like the ball might have come loose. I don't know. We'll see. I think New Bedford may have it. We'll have to wait and see.
They do.
They do. But, you know, all those initiatives are always very important. It keeps things positive, and you're doing something for the community.
Exactly.
So, all right, Oliver. Well, look, I know it's a quick visit, but we're back to the action. We appreciate you coming on. Thanks for coming up here.
Oliver,
and this, you know, this is always good stuff. So, you know, Oliver McNeely, everybody, thanks for coming up here, Oliver.
Thank
and you know, we'll be stopping by. We'll be doing some stuff for you guys as well.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving, man. Thank you. So a real tough start there. Again, you know, we talk about little mistakes, Vic, and right out of the gate here, you get the ball to start the second half, and you cough it up. That is just not what you can do in a game like this, especially when you're down 14-0. There goes Cantu. Cantu taken down across the 30.
I think Cantu's playing with something to prove, you know, against his old teammates that he wants to come out and have a big game, and he's doing it.
Well, again, we had gotten word that he was a little over 100 yards shy of 1,000 as well. So, you know, additionally, going against his former team, he's also got that milestone that, you know, you could say you think about it or you could say you don't think about it, but, you know, it's always in the back of your mind when you know you have a chance to do something that, you know, few people get to do. So, Hilltoppers starting the second half, not how they wanted Cantu. There is a flag in the backfield, but Cantu going down the field. Stiff arms goes down at the 5, but again, there's a flag way back at the line of scrimmage. So let's wait and see what happens here.
I think it might be coming back.
Might be a hold. It is a hold on the offense. That is a huge penalty against the Whalers and a major break for Durfee, really. So those are spot fouls, 10 yards from the spot. And that was just after the line of scrimmage had happened because the flag came in pretty quickly.
See it again.
So it's going to end up being, actually, I think right at the line. So you're looking at 1st and 20. That is a major blow for the Whalers. Backing up all the way to the 38, 37. Handed off to Cantu, going to the far side. Escapes a couple tackles. Concepcion trips him up. Rosa forces him out of play. Not a bad run on 1st down, but not a ton of yards.
Defense held Cantu to the outside there.
Yeah, force him out. You know, up the middle, we've seen some decent success for both sides running the ball, which I'm kind of surprised by. Actually, you would think going through the bodies is going to be more difficult than rolling out where you got some separation on the sideline. I mentioned that even last night because Diamond was it was the same thing with Diamond. Cantu has some room. Dragged out by number 27 of the Hilltoppers, the 1st down and then some.
And that's where Cantu's having more success is running down the middle. Opening up those holes and then finding his alleyways to the side. And I'm telling you, they're having a difficult time stopping Cantu.
Yep, not how the Hilltoppers needed this second half to begin. You know, they made some real good defensive plays in that first half, and particularly towards the end, to keep New Bedford off the scoreboard after putting up 2 touchdowns already. Cantu bouncing off the line, dives forward to the 10. And then, you know you're getting the ball to start the second half, and then what happens? Well, a fumble on the return. And I mean, you got to, again, it's hard to hold the ball, I'm sure, with the cold, but you also got to credit New Bedford because they're hitting just as hard as Durfee right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is the defenses on both sides have been, in my opinion, the story, because the offenses have both, while shown some decent signs of life, New Bedford a little more than Durfee, but, you know, for the most part, I'd say the defenses have kind of controlled the pace of this game. Passing, far side, complete, turning, heading toward the end zone, down inside the 5. That was to Joseph Johnson, number 6, a linebacker, as an eligible receiver. Oh, I stand correct. That was not. See, that was number 5. Again, the 5 and 6 is kind of blended together. That was Barron Hilton. Barron Hilton with the catch and run there.
It's like third and 3 here, F.
Third and 1.
3rd and 1.
At the 3 or 4 at the 4-yard line or so, something like that. They're going to go to the end zone. I mean, this is multiple downs. Cantu gets the first. Might have broke the plane. I think he may have.
Yes, he did.
Touchdown for the Whalers.
He's just chugging along, and at 2nd and 3rd effort, Cantu doing a hell of a job.
I mean, and we all know how it goes too. You got to break the plane. That's all that you got to do when you're a runner. So all you got to do is reach across that line and you're in.
Seems like, again, New Bedford scored that beginning of that first quarter.
Yep.
And now they scored in the beginning of the third quarter here.
They did it at the beginning of the second, too. It's been every quarter they've found the end zone to start it. Play whistle dead before the kick. And it was a bad kick as well.
Not much left on that kick. Would have been easily blocked.
Yeah, I know.
I would have blocked that, 5'6".
Oh, man. They're going to back up 5 yards. You got some attention out of that remark. That was pretty funny. Oh, that's a great kick, but I think it might have sailed out of. Yes, it did. It went wide left. First miss of the day for Whalers kicker. 20-0 the score.
Yep.
7:02 to play in this third quarter. 4 minutes in. And we'll talk.
Let's see how Durfee does. How they respond now to that fumble. New Bedford scored. So this is a very important time now for Durfee to regroup and keep the team together, or could you say, it's all over and just pack it in? So right now it's a big test here for the Durfee Hilltops.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not in Durfee's nature to call it quits. That's never the case, and I don't think you'll see that happen. So these games, they always come down to the wire. This one, it's very New Bedford heavy. If you look back, the last 4 years, let's not include this one because it's still going. Last 4 years, 2-2 records for both teams. So Durfee's won the last 2. Before that, New Bedford had won 2. But 4 years ago on this field, the Hilltoppers almost shocked the world. An onside kick, it's a loose ball, and the Hilltoppers going to have it, I believe.
I don't know.
It looked like one of the Hilltoppers were down there with the ball. Durfee with it. A lucky break there, but seriously.
There, onside kick.
4 years ago, this game went to overtime.
Yes.
And it was an offensive shootout. And nobody had expected that to even be the case. So, strange things have happened in these games. And then you come to Durfee the next year, you got Eli Brooks, 2,000 rushing yards for a career. You expect, oh, good, Durfee's offense going to kick it in. No, you got trounced on Thanksgiving. So it's so hard to predict these games. And then the last 2 years, Durfee with the upper hand. So, it kind of goes back and forth. New Bedford leads the series by far.
Yes.
But over the last, over the last 10 to 15 years, kind of evenly split. The Hilltoppers with 5 wins. I think 8, we want to say 8 losses. If you go back to 05, so 13 years, 5 and 8. I mean, it's not terrible. Because New Bedford had gone on some very long winning streaks previously.
We've had some long droughts.
Yeah.
Winning Thanksgiving Day games.
Yeah, so, I mean, I count ourselves pretty lucky, especially last year. I thought that the Whalers' offense last year was very strong as well. And that was overthrown and just through the hands. I thought New Bedford had a strong offense a year ago, and the Hilltoppers' defense shocked the world. Again, really, they did. Surprised me big time. So anything can happen, and I know that with the score the way it is, it's not what Durfee wanted, but you know, again, this year kind of being an exception, we know how difficult it's been for them scoring points. Again, you know, they were shut out 6 times in 9 games. That's a rough way to have to roll.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, it's just kind of the nature of it. Will it get better from here? Yeah, there's no doubt about it. With all the youngsters on the team, having youngsters on a varsity team, nice spin move, Concepcion with the first down. How about that run from Eli Concepcion, doing a little dance up the pocket.
You know, he took that first hit, spun, and continued on.
You know, but we talked that the youth movement, I mean, obviously, there's going to be some seniors, some key pieces leaving this year. That happens every year.
Yes.
But if you look back at this season, this could actually be, it could actually be to the Hilltoppers' benefit. You know, I mean, you never want a winless season, but having to have all these youngsters playing at a varsity level, freshmen and sophomores playing, you're gonna learn from that, and you're gonna learn from this year.
Just that experience, Evan. And
yeah.
You know, the future is definitely bright. I think this kid, Thomas, number 4, I think, you know, he might be the quarterback for the future. He's really handled himself really well today. Really impressed with his the way he's played and ran this the leader of this offense. So yeah, I can see him being the future quarterback for years to come for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that he doesn't have, you know, going for him is that he's not the tallest kid out there. But, you know, as a freshman, too, there could be some growth spurts coming in the next year.
He's only going to get quicker and stronger.
Yeah, and you're right. He's handling himself well. Oh, he escapes a tackle. Coming to the near side. Gets wrapped up at the 30 and tumbles down. But I think he got back to the line at least. Could have easily been a 7-yard loss on a sack.
To be honest with you, I thought he was going to get sacked.
Yeah.
But he really, nice quick move to get away, elude from the defender. Yes. Looks like a face mask penalty on that tackle. Well, that's going to put them. That's going to put them in great field position.
You know, dealing with the window panes here. That's the only negative on the second level.
Yes, yeah.
Couldn't see the official. I didn't even see the flag. But they, you know, he did. Thomas did kind of get thrown down there. Here's the replay. Let's see. Oh yeah, right in the face.
And thrown right down to.
Yeah, right in front of the official too. So I mean, you gotta. If you're gonna try to get away with something, don't do it right in front of the pinstripes.
You know, really no need to face mask there. You had them tackled. A very undisciplined play by the New Bedford defensive player.
Timeout for the Whalers. That play there.
I don't think Coach Brittle was happy with that play.
No, because it puts Durfee down inside the red zone. If I'm not mistaken, for the first time today.
I think so. Knocking on the door, Evan. Let's see if they can finish it here. Answer the call.
Yeah, this needs to happen for Durfee, just from a confidence standpoint.
Absolutely.
Okay, I mean, you don't want to get shut out, and you got the ball at the 15. You got to get there. Got to get to the end zone, and at least get some points on the board.
So 1st and 10.
Ooh, high snap. They get it to Eli Concepcion, trying to plug through the pile, still on his feet. Not a bad run, and he's still getting pushed forward. Credit the officials for letting the play continue.
Tell you, that kid Concepcion, again, very similar to Cantu type runner.
Yeah.
You know, keep chugging, keep chugging.
Looking at the Durfee sideline, one of our assistant coaches, we're in shorts. I'm cold looking at him.
Yes.
But
I don't know if he sees any palm trees up ahead.
I don't know. My gosh. But no, seriously, Concepcion, yes, a great runner. And I want to give credit to the officials there, because so often you see play whistle dead and they're still fighting, still going.
Right.
They let that go. Durfee got 3 extra yards thanks to the push. So that was big. Eli pushing forward again, same way, shoulders down. Yep. Pumping the legs forward. He's going to be awfully close to a first down, maybe a yard short. But it's going to be very close. getting to that point, the angles are kind of tough.
Yes.
But had to get to the 6, and the linesman practically there. So, I mean, we may be talking a foot. And it's 4 down at this point, of course. 4 down territory, no doubt.
Yep.
I'd say third and maybe inches. This is not even a yard, I don't think. And that's the first down. They handed it off to Montero, and he gets the first down. The linesman running in at the 5-yard line. That's good enough. First and goal for the Hilltoppers.
I'm knocking on the door here, Evan. Let's see if they can complete the task here and get the ball to the end zone. It'll be a big boost of morale here for that offensive squad to score here right now.
Yeah, and you hope it would charge up the defense a little bit too, knowing that, hey, we just scored. Let's get on the field and get off again real quick. All right, going to go same setup here. Thomas under center. Montero and Concepcion. They'll pitch out to Concepcion. Montero, the key blocker. Touchdown for the Hilltoppers. Concepcion with a 5-yard run. That's a big answer for Durfee.
Nice job. Great play there. Offensive line did a nice job and turned the corner, and you couldn't stop him.
And the key right there was Montero. They had them lined up, and Montero was the key blocker. Concepcion stayed behind him, letting him lead with the block. Here's the replay. You'll see it again. There goes number 10 off the left side of your screen, and look at him with the block.
Great block.
Holding back the linesman, number 15. That's Nyalan Nunes. Actually, he's defensive back. That's a big play right there. Hilltoppers on the board, 20-6, and they're going to go for 2 here. They're going to do the same play, but this time Nunes gets his revenge, denying Concepcion of 2 more points. But still, again, that's a big drive. Onside kick. They're trying to catch you napping. You get lucky. You got the ball because it was very close.
Yep.
They got that penalty. That also did help, of course.
Well,
but
they took advantage of that face mask penalty.
Yep.
And then some great running plays by Concepcion.
Yep.
Put some points on the board.
That was a big drive for Durfee. Now the question is, does Coach Brown, answer the call from Coach DeBrito and try an onside kick of his own?
You never know. I just like to see what New Bedford has if they're going to answer the call here. Right now, Durfee started at that second half with the turnover.
Yep.
But they responded.
They responded, but see that's the killer is that you don't have that turnover. Let's say theoretically, you get down the field and you score. Now it's 14-6. It's not 20-6.
Correct.
The turnovers you have to limit the turnovers, and that was a bad one right there to start.
Yeah, you can't afford it with a great team like New Bedford. You can't give them those opportunities.
No, and again, New Bedford has come in hot. I mean, looking at the schedule here, 5 of 6 they've won. And it started with Bishop Feehan back on October 6th. They're going for the onside. I don't think they didn't even go 10 yards. So that's a problem. But, I mean, Feehan, 38-34. Dartmouth, 30-12. Brockton, a shutout against the big bad Boxers, 18-0. They lost to Natick. That was a state tournament game, 21-12. Then Milford, 34 points again on offense. Brookline, 36 points. I mean, these are some good teams.
Right.
In particular, I look at the Brookline one because any of those Boston area teams, always tough.
Yes.
Always tough. So I mean, that's a lot of points on offense over that stretch.
Right.
And the fact that Durfee's held them to 20, 7 of which again you could say was kind of on a fluke because of that the fake punt.
Yeah.
So. Oh, a loose ball again. I tell you, the cold.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the cold hands.
Yeah.
The fingers are numb by this
And
point.
it looked like the timing was off there on that handoff.
Yeah.
Going back to that onside kick, I don't know if that was the right idea. I would have tried to kick that ball off, and
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 minutes left. You got 13
yeah.
minutes of game time left. I mean, I was just kind of being facetious because I figured, hey, anything you can do, I can do better. But realistically. See, I guess let's think about it this way, right? The kickoffs have only been going, say, about 20 yards or so.
Right.
So what do you got to lose? If they're going to run it back, they could be at the same spot. I mean, I don't think it's a bad call, but I was a little surprised. I really didn't think they would do it.
Yeah, just giving them that good field position right from the onset.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, he had good touch on the kick, too. It just didn't go far enough. I mean, he had the right idea, the bounce, getting it to the sideline, kind of, just topping it with the foot. So it wasn't a bad kick, per se. It just didn't work out. Going to be 3rd and about 5. 3rd and 5, just less than 5, short 5.
Be a great time to try to stop him here defensively.
Well, not happening there. There goes Cantu. Gets dragged down at the 20.
Cantu, I tell you, he's the MVP of this game thus far. He just can't stop. He can't stop.
There it is. There's the word. Latrell Cantu has hit 1,000 yards rushing with that on the season.
Congratulations to Cantu.
Again, I say it again. Would have been nice to have him on the Hilltoppers team this year.
Did he transfer to New Bedford 2 years ago?
Yeah, actually, I think it was this past year because he was on the team last year.
I see, Mr. Toppy. I got maybe some recruiting violations going on.
Allegedly. Cantu gets taken down by Giottis. So that's no. Either way, that's a nice milestone, and
absolutely. And
he adds to his career, which did start at Durfee again as a QB.
I was there when I was the AD. He was a great kid.
Yeah,
I know he had the potential.
Oh yeah,
and it's great to see that he took advantage of his athleticism. And again, I congratulate him on a great accomplishment.
Yeah, and you know what, too? Given what he's done just this season, I mean, you combine his other scores. I mean, he has to be easily, because he would run it with as a QB as well. Has to be over 1,500 for his career. Just speculating here, but he's got to be around there. I'm sure in 3 years playing that he had gathered up at least 500 yards.
Yes.
He could even be close to 2,000. We have Giottis is down on the turf again, had some knee issues. You see the shot right there, and it seems to be hurting pretty good.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Although he's getting up.
Very important.
Well, he's walking it off. That's good. I'm glad to see that because, man, the kid's been a fighter all year. Clock stopped at 7 seconds here in the 3rd. Whalers looking to strike again. Behind the legs of Cantu. And they're going to give it to him. He's going to go down the backfield. Wow. I think he might have just gotten to the line of scrimmage, so probably going to be same distance here. 2nd and goal from about the 9. We're going to switch sides. We'll do it.
3rd.
Yep. The next play will come on the other side of the timeout. And on the other side of the field, I'm sure the officials hate it too. When you're that far down, it's always nice when it happens at midfield because you don't really have to move much.
You're going to move all the way
and
down the other end.
80
real estate.
80 yards down the other direction. And we'll do a full 90-degree rotation ourselves. So, well, while we have the break here, I mean, this is the finale for fall sports as we're back live. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining us, we've seen 3 quarters of Thanksgiving Day football here on Fred TV. 20-6 is the score. Whalers looking for more right now. But, this is the fall finale, and we will be having winter sports on Fred TV throughout December, January, February, and we hope some tournament play in March.
Yes.
Very lucky. Over the last 5 or 6 years, we've had a lot of tournament games, especially with winter sports.
And Durfee's had some great success this year with some their fall sports.
Yeah.
Girls field hockey, boys soccer had a great year. So it's always nice to see when you can go on and move on to the postseason.
Yeah, boys soccer had a tremendous year, and their playoff run ended too short, in my opinion. They faced a really, really tough Natick team. And they got their one goal. Natick did on a penalty kick, or a free kick rather. That was on unfortunately a questionable foul early on, and Hilltoppers just could not regroup. They couldn't penetrate that defense of Natick, but. Yeah, it was a good fall season. Field hockey you mentioned as well. Yes, good one. Williams passing the outside. Open lane. Touchdown. Hilton. 26-6. You mentioned field volleyball also made it. Girls volleyball made the tournament. Lost to Oliver Ames. Real tough match, but they made it in 3 years in a row now. Field hockey. Had a good season, Big Three champs. I'm curious to ask you, because there's been a lot of talk about it. What do you think about the field hockey situation?
It's a mixed.
The boys playing in Somerset.
It's a mixed gender sport. You gotta, it's the rule. If boys want to play, who are interested at Durfee want to play field hockey, come out and play. It's a mixed gender sport. The rule's there for that reason. It's been there, and just because Somerset, there's male players who want to play field hockey, so be it.
Yeah. I mean, it has nothing, truthfully, it had nothing, for me, I have nothing against the players, nothing against the coaches, and I don't care if it was Somerset, I don't care if it was Diamond, it could be anybody. I think the biggest concern, and from what I'm reading, and I would have to agree with it, is that, the assessment is that, and the old axiom that, well, boys are faster and stronger. And we have seen some injuries from opposing teams that have played Somerset, and it's because it's come off the hands of the boys. I don't know. I haven't been at those games.
I think,
but
the way I look at it is field hockey's a very skillful sport.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
And if you have the skill, you can play.
Yeah.
It's not like a game where it's hockey where you're going to check people off the ball and it's field hockey is a very skillful sport. So not only could you be a little faster, stronger, yes, but at the end of the day, you need the skill. To play.
I mean, truthfully, it would be nice if they. When we say it's a co-ed sport, it is 99.9% girls. But there is nothing, there's nothing that says that boys can't play. But, if there's interest, it would be nice to see them, start a boys field hockey league. Seriously, I mean, there's boys and girls lacrosse.
Yes.
Dartmouth has boys and girls lacrosse. That is a nice run.
Nice run.
And same with, another example, the Diamond girls volleyball team, they actually had a boy playing because Diamond doesn't have boys volleyball. Correct. But, why not in a situation like Fall River where you have multiple high schools, you have the Voc Tech School, you have Conley, and you have Durfee, why can't there be a co-op there where the boy can come and play for Durfee? I mean, we've seen that with hockey, we've seen that with football programs. Why have the lone boy who wants to play volleyball have to play on the girls' team? Why not let him be able to go play at the other school in the city?
Well, that's maybe something that the MIA might need to look at,
I would agree. I think that's the thing. I think what everyone's looking for is some clarification here, because all I keep seeing, again, we talk about skill, but everything I'm reading about, having boys play in playing field hockey in a primarily girls sport is that, it's an unfair advantage. And the boys are playing, more physical than the girls, and someone's going to get hurt.
Maybe you need to change the rule there, that if they do play in more of a defensive type position instead of an offensive type position.
Maybe. For Diamond with the girls, the rule is if a boy's playing the playing girls volleyball, is that basically he has to play the back line. He cannot play up front.
Correct.
So you're right. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. I mean, I know it sparked a lot of controversy, and you being a former AD, I'm kind of curious to see what your take on.
Yeah, because
I mean, if the kids are working hard,
at the end of the day, it's having kids participating in the
sport. And I'm all for that.
That's been the mission of the MIAA.
Yeah,
and I understand it and I get it. But is every rule a perfect rule? No.
Yeah.
And maybe they need to tweak it a little bit on having, if they're going to do that, having the male players play, back, over a defensive type position.
Well,
but if Somerset Berkeley didn't win a state championship, we probably wouldn't be talking about it right now, right?
No, well, exactly. And like I said, it has nothing to do with Somerset.
Yeah.
It could be any school.
Right, any school.
But this was being talked about.
They've been put out in the forefront.
They have.
The fact is that they've been playing throughout the tournament and won a state championship.
Yeah.
Because of having 2 males on the team.
Yeah. And, I mean, I will say, though, this has been talked about. It was in the news, during the regular season too. But you're right; it's amplified because of the state title.
Right.
Well, I get that. Obviously, that's going to happen. You see, Jan Rosa. We were just talking. While we were talking, there was a pass play. We saw a flag. I think it could be a pass interference. And
that's what it looked like.
Yeah, Rosa, who again, another one who was fighting with injuries throughout the season. Getting up with a bit of a limp. He will walk off under his own power, but another battered and bruised Hilltopper. Having to come off the field for this next play, but if that pass interference call is what I think it's going to be here, I didn't see an official call yet, but
it's going to move. Definitely move the
chains. Move the ball. Oh yeah, it's going to move down the field a little bit more as we're into this. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game.
Coach Brito talking to the official, not very happy with the call.
It's kind of tough because to me, I think that the argument is, was it catchable? And Jan
was right there.
Jan got tripped up, but he was definitely having to lunge for it. So how far does the uncatchable, catchable, that leniency of, that's what's in question probably. I'm going to run it, Concepcion.
Down the middle.
Yeah, right up the pike. Again, getting some help from the linesman. He got an extra couple yards.
Tell you, it looks like from here that he runs in the middle like he's going nowhere, and then it just keeps the group just keeps moving down the field. It's amazing how he runs that football and gets that extra yardage.
Yeah, it is. It's very impressive. It's almost like they tell him, hey, run up the middle, and then the linesman will collapse around you and push you. Seriously, talk about teamwork, right? Gonna pass. Far side. Oh! That's a hit on a defenseless receiver, and that is a darn good flag.
You can't hit to the head.
Absolutely not.
And he was in a position just to tackle him.
Yeah, that's a pretty poor.
It was almost like a spearing type play.
And I watched the defender coming in. I mean, he was like waiting just until he had the ball. We'll see the replay here. That's a rough play. You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. You got to be a little smarter than that. That's a hit on a defenseless receiver from the backside. That's a personal foul. Very egregious play. That's going to give Durfee another good chunk of yards.
I'll tell you right now, New Bedford defense is playing a little bit undisciplined here. We had the face mask call on this side, end of the field. Now that type of spearing call.
Yeah.
Those mistakes again. It's really
no need. Maybe they're just feeling they can play a little more aggressive. They have the lead, and they probably just feel like, hey, it's going to stay that way. Thomas juking around the linesman.
I tell you, this kid Thomas is showing me some stuff today, Evan.
Though he looked at Concepcion on this near side, and Eli's all alone waiting.
Yeah.
And then he went the other way, so I'm not sure if...
They kind of saw that big guy coming at him.
Maybe. That was kind of strange.
Not thinking that he can throw the ball over the top. But I like his composure in the pocket. There's no question.
Yeah. Well, 2nd and 10. The clock continues to roll. We're under 9 minutes to play here. Thanksgiving Day. Oh, Eli going down. A missed block. Major tackle from Isaiah Gomes.
Knew what they were running, and the offensive line kind of broke down on that play.
Yeah, big time.
Lost yards.
A lot of yards. third and they lost 7, so 3rd and 17 coming up. Now
they're 3rd and 7. You try to run just a normal play, like keep running Concepcion down the middle. Yeah, they can then go for it on 4th down. What do you got to lose? Now it sets you back. even more. So.
Third and 17. I mean, the Hilltoppers will be going for it on 4th down, no doubt, from this point forward. High snap, pressure coming, block missed.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, now we're near. He should have got rid of the ball and thrown it.
Yeah.
You know, a little inexperience there, but you know, New Bedford defense is coming out.
Yeah.
They're bringing the big boys down the middle here, putting some pressure on the quarterback.
Yep. So, I mean, and now I feel differently about it, honestly. I mean, I would almost kick it and just bury it.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah,
I mean, all right, so now you're down by 20. You were in the red zone. Now you're 15 yards out of the red zone after some major losses of yards, and you're coming up on 7 minutes to play. I mean, you know, you don't want to concede, but you're kind of getting that point now.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas back out there. Give him credit.
That kid's hanging in there tough, Evan. He's taking some hits. He keeps getting back up.
4th down and 30 to go. And here comes more pressure. Escapes one tackle. Still on his feet. Miraculously still on his feet.
Yeah.
But he will go down 5 yards further behind.
Kid battles, I'll tell you. He gets himself out of some situations.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, pretty ugly sequence right there for Durfee.
Yeah.
New Bedford got more yards out of that. And they're going to start at their own 40. Hilltoppers were down inside the 20. And 3 outstanding defensive plays backed them up over 20 yards. 6:45. And hoping that the Whalers, I'd say probably just about for everybody, hoping that the Whalers just kind of run the ball.
Right.
Sure, everybody's cold. You can get the feeling. Oh, Williams going to pass it. And he's going to run himself. .6:30 to play in the game.
Well, not much there. Anybody open in that play, and Williams just was creative and at least gained some type of yardage.
Yeah, they got 4 out of it. So 2nd and 6. They got to get to the 50, right to midfield if they want to keep the drive going. Yeah. So again, though, winter sports just around the corner here, and tentatively, of course, it's all weather dependent, and I don't think the schedules will probably change at this point, but you know, sometimes that has to happen as well. Another first down. We before Christmas, we try to get in one hockey game, one boys basketball game, one girls basketball game.
Nice.
So that's the goal, because the way it works out is seems like the season's starting just a little bit earlier this year, and you know, with us leaving for Christmas break, the holiday break there on a Friday, you can kind of play right through the week, so you kind of gain an extra day, really, of games. So that is the goal here on Fred TV, to try to get at least from the Durfee side here, one hockey game, one boys game, and one girls game for hoops, and then when we get back in January, you know, we'll kind of spread the field out a bit too. Get to Diamond Regional for some basketball as well. The Bengals have had some good success the last couple of seasons with basketball. Hockey not so much. I mean, we'll cover them, obviously. That's not a question. But I know over the last couple of years, it's been a bit of a struggle for the Bengals hockey.
I know New Bedford High School dropped their hockey program.
I know.
For the last 2
Shocking.
years, 3 years, yeah.
Shocking.
But it's just the numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Hockey, being a former athletic director, it's a big piece of your budget with ice time, and so.
And it's costly for the players too.
It's the cost effective. Is it cost effective? You know?
Yeah, I remember you telling me what it costs for
just ice
time,
yeah.
and that I was like, appalled.
Yeah.
It was absolutely stupid what you guys have to pay, what programs have to pay for ice time. I really, and what shocked me about it more than anything was, I mean, no offense, but Driscoll isn't that great. Okay, you look at Gallo Arena out in Bourne, and that place is absolutely phenomenal. And you have Driscoll with ceiling wrapping hanging and poor lighting, and it's just not a great facility. So given how much they're getting from the schools, I find it shocked that they haven't at least kept the place up. I think a loose ball too. Durfee's got it. They do with 3:49.
Defense has answered the call here.
Or 3:49 to play.
3:49.
Yeah. So I don't know. That you're right though. Hockey. That was a shocker to me when you told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Durfee hockey's hanging on. Coach Robinson does a nice job.
Yeah.
When I was there, we had to, in order to save the program, we had to co-op with Westport, which was successful, and I think Brad is continuing on that type of philosophy of trying to keep the program running.
Yeah.
And you try all you can with the resources that you have, and if you can't do it, then you got to make that decision.
Yeah, and there's a lot of co-ops because Apponequet teams up with Conley for the couple of Conley players that play, and then same with Diamond where they had their success.
Right.
They had Brett Jordan and Jay Sylvia, who were both case players, and they were phenomenal. They were great players. That was the year that Diamond made it to the South semis.
Yes.
And they lost to Stang, which was kind of a shocker. Yeah. But that was over at Gallo, and they were a good team that year.
Another great run by Concepcion. This kid is impressive.
First and 10 Hilltoppers from their own 49, right at midfield to get it to Eli again.
Concepcion, a senior.
Yes, he is, and he'll be someone that they'll miss. Again, Lucas Roque and Eli were so great in the backfield. Really good at the start of the season, and particularly, and again, Lucas playing both sides of the ball as well, and was really big on defense. And I credit, his presence. He was fired up last year as well.
Would have been great to see if having Durfee with all their full players, without any injuries with the top players playing today probably would have been a little different,
Yeah, I'm not sure that they had a game with some of their top players with everybody in once this season, to be honest with you. And there was a bad snap there. They actually call a false start. So that, I don't know what's worse, because the ball was snapped, and Thomas wasn't even looking at the ball. They were not ready to snap it. Someone jumped or whatnot. So 5 yards, going to be second and 11. And it's 2.5 minutes to play. So this one almost over here at Paul Walsh Field.
Well, Evan, I think our predictions, right? I think a little closer to my prediction. 24-6.
Yeah, pretty close, Vic.
Yours was 30
to 7.
30 to 7. Yeah.
But I mean, we kind of, picked off.
Pick 6. I think that's been spoke too soon.
Well, it looks like my prediction, Vic, a little closer now.
You're right. But I was definitely a freshman inexperienced quarterback on that pass.
Barrows with the pick 6.
Yeah.
32-6 the score. Yeah, that's kind of the icing right there. They, again, I never, most of the time, Fall River's the only viewers seeing our coverage. That's kind of how cable access works. New Bedford has theirs, we have ours.
Right.
But regardless, we always try to stay unbiased, and I don't like picking against, the home team, but I mean, given the struggles offensively, I just didn't know. I just did not think we could.
And having Durfee not at full strength, haven't been at full strength for a very long time.
Of course. So, realistically, as much as you'd like to say, Durfee's going to come in and put up 40 points, it wasn't going to happen this year. And I think we were kind of on the same page.
How talented New Bedford was this year as well.
Yeah. So, this is one of those seasons that you know, a winless season, it stinks. You know, it's not a good thing. No one wants a winless season, but Durfee's going to build on this because, again, I think there's definitely some promise with the youngsters on this team. There's a lot of freshmen on this team, looking up and down the lineup, and a lot of sophomores too. So this is a very young team, and
knowing the type of coach that Coach Brown is,
sure,
you know, he'll be ready. He'll get these kids ready, you know, off-season conditioning, get them ready for next fall.
Yeah, without a doubt. So the Whalers will kick off to the Hilltoppers. As the home team, New Bedford Whalers, will take back the Turkey Trophy. Thanksgiving in just a couple minutes time. Again, 32-6 the score. We wait the kickoff. That's a good kickoff.
It was.
Concepcion takes it, gets around the defender, coming back up the middle, cutting left and right, spinning, still on his feet across the 30.
Nice return.
Yep, big return. I'll tell you, I'd like to know, Eli's got to be over 150 yards today. He might be close to 2.
So, both running backs on each team, their stock running backs both had health games today.
Yeah, very prolific. Really.
Concepcion is down here, slow to get up.
Well, you know, so when you do those spins, if you don't land just right, you can really twist something up, especially when you're getting a hit, and that's the fear with those. He's okay, kind of walking a little gingerly, but not really a limp. So looks like he'll be okay. You know, today's broadcast just the end of what's been a busy but fun week at Fred TV. Of course, we had the pep rally yesterday. Did you guys get to tune in at Talbot?
Yes,
live?
we did.
Good, good, because we, of course, we had that going live to all the schools.
That's
like
a great idea. That's a great concept, and
yeah, we, you know, it went pretty smooth. You know, whenever you're doing live stuff, you always have some unexpected glitches at first, but you know, we always able to hammer those out, make sure everything's running smooth, and that's big credit to my other colleagues down in the truck today. They're the technical guys. I wish I knew as much as them.
They're behind the scenes.
Seriously,
they make it happen.
Mike Ferreira, Alex Mello, and you know, and Scott, of course, being down there too. I mean, this is just very smart guys, great guys to work with. So you know, just a shout out and a big thanks to them as well. For hey, you know, I don't think we've ever done this live on the road. So as technology evolves and we can do more, this is
exactly.
At least as long as I've been doing it, this is my 7th football season. This is the first time we've ever been live on the road, and really proud that we could do that for you.
Well, you guys do a great job, Fred TV. What you guys do for athletics, not only at Durfee High School, but at Diamond Regional, and what you guys do to get our student athletes the recognition that they deserve is tremendous. And I appreciate that.
That's what it's about, and you know, again, Durfee has always been on board, given the relationship with us being there, and Keith Allen over at Diamond has, from day one, been fully supportive of it, and believe me, where we are wanted, we will always go. And Diamond has stayed on board, and they have made it clear they want us there, and they appreciate it. So we're happy to be there. As Durfee's last play from scrimmage, it appears, is going to end up with a major loss, less than 10 seconds, and that's going to do it for Thanksgiving 2018. The Whalers back on top in this rivalry, 32-6. New Bedford beats Durfee. Teams will shake hands. It was a pretty close first half. Second half, not as much.
Yeah, second half, but Durfee definitely got outmanned. And Bedford showed that they were the superior team. There's no question. Okay.
They did. And again, you know, a playoff team, they swept in the Big Three now. I guess, you know what? Here's something Durfee can hang their, put their heads up high on, is that for a team that has struggled offensively all season long, to play New Bedford, who shut out Brockton
And
this
actually
season.
scored against New Bedford.
We scored against New Bedford. So take
Good
that
point.
and run with it.
Absolutely. It should,
You know?
it should be a little,
Yeah.
feather in Taylor's cap. At least we didn't get shut out,
Exactly.
Just put some points on the board.
So, we kind of started recapping and summarizing everything, a couple minutes ago as the game was winding down. We knew it was going to end this way, so we'll make post-game real short here. I know everyone wants to go home. It's cold, so having trouble getting out over here. They don't want us to go. Door won't open on this side, I guess. There we go. Mike Thomas from the Herald, first side of the box here. He's like, let me out.
Give me some heat. That's what I'm thinking.
The sunshine.
Myself,
I don't know if it's effective, but
yeah.
Hey, nonetheless, been a lot of fun. 32-6, the final. Vic, always a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
I'm so glad you
wish
could do
and
this.
your family the wonderful holiday today, Thanksgiving, and everybody watching out there. Happy Thanksgiving to all.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me to be your partner once again.
Of course, and I second that too. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody at home. Again, winter sports on the horizon. Vic, we'll get you to hopefully do at least one basketball game with us too.
Absolutely.
I got a couple people asking or want to get involved, so we'll have a revolving, hopefully,
let me know.
analyst position for basketball in the field house.
Absolutely.
Should be fun. So until the next time we see you, which will be for winter sports, Vic Pereira, I'm Evan Massoud saying so long from Paul Walsh Field. You've been watching live coverage of Thanksgiving Day football on Fred TV.